action. Live audience. Thank you all for coming out today to hear my speech. Hi again, it's me, Shanda Hartman. For speech 2, I have chosen to do things that happened on June 16th, which is the day of my birth. I was born June 16 of 1980. June 16 of 1980 does not have very many interesting things that happened exactly on that day, except for my birth, of course. So I have chosen different years throughout history. In 1858, June 16, Abraham Lincoln accepted the Illinois Republican nomination for state senate. That was an interesting thing to me because I always thought Abraham Lincoln was a Democratic president. That was where he gave the acceptance speech where he said, "A house divided cannot stand," and it's a very famous speech for him. The most interesting thing about that for me was that he was actually quoting Jesus Christ, and I never knew that. It was well known by his audience because it had been stated by Jesus in the books of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. So there's an interesting fact there. In 1960, a little different turn on things, the movie Psycho premiered in New York City. Psycho starred Anthony Perkins and Vera Miles. It was a groundbreaking film, as you well know, for its depiction of mental illness and the sexuality that was involved in the movie. It made showers scary for everyone throughout time. It opened up the door for that shower scene there. It was directed by Alfred Hitchcock, and though it was controversial, it now is known as one of his biggest successes. So that was interesting for me. That was June 16, 1960. June 16, 1963, another thing I didn't know was that the first woman to ever go into space was a woman named Valentina Tereshkova. I didn't know that. I thought the first woman to go into space literally was a school teacher here from America, so I was kind of shocked there. The most interesting thing about her to me was that she actually left high school when she was 16 and worked in a tire shop. So she put herself through college working at a tire shop and became the first woman to go into space. Once she got into space, she stayed for 3 days and orbited the Earth 48 different times. So good for Valentina. And those are interesting things that happened on June 16. Thank you for coming out. Thank you to my lovely audience, and I'll see you next week.